you ever thought about what it would be like to be close to nature's raw power? These situations, like earthquakes and tsunamis, were caught on camera, leaving a path of damage in their wake. In the next few minutes, we'll show you the raw footage of natural disasters that changed people's lives forever and shook the earth. Are you ready to see how harsh nature can be? Let's begin. Number 1. Devastating landslide, topples trees and power poles. It was a terrible scene when thousands of cubic meters of ground suddenly fell off the side of the mountain. The ground shook violently as an unstoppable natural force sent a flood of earth that dragged hundreds of trees and power poles with it. The landslip was very strong and destroyed everything in its path. It was very scary to watch. Some of the trees were very old and very tall, but they were snapped like twigs by the force of the landslip. Their branches split and broke as they fell down the mountainside. Number 2. Bridge collapse, car lost in storm, dog's fate unknown. The raging wind hit the bridge hard, making it sway dangerously back and forth as waves crashed into the supports below. The sound was unbearable. A mix of groaning metal and crashing waves that made the air feel like bad things were about to happen. From a distance, a car on the bridge could be seen, its headlights flickering back and forth as it tried to stay balanced. There were rumors that there was a dog in the car, which made an already scary scene even scarier. This damage was catastrophic. It was broken and the supports were twisted and bent so badly that they couldn't be seen. The car was lost in the roiling water below and could not be found. The dog's fate, like whether it had lived or died, was unknown. Number 3. Nature's fury, the 7.8 earthquake that shook everything. The ground under the feet started to shake violently. People desperately ran in all directions to stay safe as the ground continued to shake and buckle. With time, it became clear that this was not a normal earthquake. It was confirmed by the Richter scale, which gave the quake a score of 7.8, making it one of the strongest in recorded history. The ground kept shaking and twisting in a way that made it impossible to believe. The quake's terrifying sound filled the air.
Evet, yan tarafında arama kurtarma ekipleri de o noktadan şimdi uzaklaşıyorlar. Bina alıyorlar düşmemeleri için.
A stark reminder of the dangers that lay below the Earth's surface. The survivors would remember the earthquake for years to come. It was a test of how weak people are and how powerful nature is. Number 4. Shattered ground, chaos unleashed. The ground began to violently shake, like a huge animal waking up from a deep sleep. These tremors got stronger. Each one was stronger than the last, like the earth was angry and lashing out at the world above. As people ran in fear, their screams mixed with the sounds of buildings colliding and glass breaking. A lot of debris was falling from the sky into the streets, blocking escape routes and trapping people who were running away in a nightmare they were making. As soon as the earthquake hit, buildings that had been tall and proud were reduced to ruins. The ground below them shook and the walls tore apart. In an instant, the survivors' world turned upside down as they huddled together in fear. The ground below them kept shaking and shaking as if it were going to swallow them up at any time. Number 5. Nature's fury, the wind's relentless wrath. The wind wouldn't stop howling through the streets with such force that it shook the city to its core. All of a sudden, a gust of wind so strong it seemed alive rushed past and hit the motorbike on the side of the road. The force threw the bike into the air as if it didn't weigh anything, and it bounced around like a child's toy before crashing back down to the pavement with a sickening crash. When the person in the car saw how helpless they were in the face of nature's fury, they could only watch in horror. Their hearts were racing. Number 6. Fire tornado, a vortex of destruction. From above, the scene looked like it was completely and utterly empty. An enormous inferno that seemed to go on forever was caused by sudden eruptions of flames in all directions. As the very hot weather and swirling winds continued to blow around them, it was hard for the helicopter's pilot to keep control of the plane. All of a sudden, the situation changed. As the flames rose upward in a spiraling motion, they started to twist and turn like a demonic vortex. As the fire grew, it turned into a tornado, a huge column of destruction that destroyed everything in its path. Number 7. Unforeseen fury, the storm that devastated everything. The sky became rough and dangerous. No warning, and all of a sudden, a very bad storm hit the area. As the storm moved through the area, it caused a lot of damage. As the ground shook with each gust of wind, branches broke off of trees. What was left of the once proud homes was a landscape full of rubble. Even though hours had passed, the storm seemed to last forever. Number 8. Facing nature's fury, a tornado's destructive power. The man saw the huge storm barrel coming towards his house. His camera was shaking in his shaky hands. The approaching tornado was accompanied by a stronger wind that blew things around in all directions. This man had never seen anything like how powerful the tornado was. It killed every living thing it came into contact with. In a matter of seconds, houses, utility lines, and trees disappeared, flipped over, and flew around like toys. Huge gusts of wind started to tear through the house. The ceiling came down like a sheet of paper. Number 9. Collapse in the flood's fury. The area that used to be wild and peaceful was now unrecognizable, turned into a wasteland of destruction and hopelessness. Anything that was in the way of the raging waters of the giant flood was washed away, leaving only destruction and heartbreak behind. As the water flowed without stopping, it started to gnaw away at the soil under a towering house, slowly burying its base. The sound of the water got louder and scarier. With each second that went by, it was soon clear that the house could not stand up to the constant force of nature. With a sickening crack, the ground gave way under the house, sending it tumbling down into the murky, swirling depths of the floods. Number 10. Village in the cyclone's path. The sky was a murky gray color, and the wind was already blowing really hard, sending leaves and twigs flying everywhere. People in the nearby village knew what was going to happen. A huge cyclone was coming straight for them. As time went on, the wind got stronger, making it nearly impossible to see anything. All of a sudden, there was a loud roar as the cyclone hit the small house on the edge of the village. Thank you for watching this natural disaster caught on camera. Remember, Mother Nature can strike when least expected, so always stay prepared. If you found this video exciting, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping videos. Drop a comment below with your thoughts and tips on staying safe.